Taylor Fritz to serve. Ready, play.
Why would it be that Taylor Fritz has such a
15-11.
commanding 6-1 head-to-head?
He's had more command over his game, by and large. And what I mean by that is a better understanding of his strengths and weaknesses. Taylor knows exactly. He's got a good handle on his identity. First serve, big forehands, control the center of the court. Tiafoe has more options. He's adept kind of all over the court, loves to get into the net. Really nice slice backhand. You will almost never see Taylor Fritz hit a slice backhand. But the biggest thing, Mary and Robbie, is that Taylor Fritz's bad days are better than Frances Tiafoe's.
Boy, that says a lot right there.
That's so well said, Jim.
And Frances has been working really hard to bring that bad day level up. But his ability is not quite as solid as Taylor's to remain concentrated for long periods. And maybe that's because he rides the waves of emotion more.
Yeah, that sounds about right. And if you are that emotional and that high energy as Frances Tiafoe is, a few bad moments and there's the set. Can do that, and he is a lot quicker than Taylor Fritz, isn't he?
40-30.
You can see how quick he is onto that, Mary. It's a frozen rope of a backhand.
Yes. Advantage, Fritz.
That stays hit.
Game, Fritz.
Taylor Fritz can.
That was pretty special.
Frances Tiafoe to serve. (15-11). Love.
Really nice technique. Modern classic technique is how I would describe Taylor Fritz. It's a power game, two-handed backhand. Beautiful time there, but it's more
30-15.
out of the modern textbook than certainly the homemade strokes of Frances Tiafoe, which are uniquely his. the technique.
30 all.
Fritz is able to handle hard pace into his forehand a little more easily than Frances Tiafoe, which has a lot more wrist action, a lot more parts to perfectly time.
His strokes far more repeatable.
On the forehand. Yeah. On the backhand, Frances is right there with him. But they're both highly repeatable when the ball's coming slowly at them. It's when you take time away from Frances's forehand and it gets rushed. It's hard for him to be pure. And he's offered up a break point with that
30, 40. Fritz. Fritz leads 2 games to love.
A little bit of an anxious start down there for Frances, Robbie.
Oh, it's worst case scenario, isn't it, Jim? Looking like you can have a comfortable hold and then you get broken. And it's going to be obviously a huge battle within the overall war. Their returning numbers are almost identical when you have a look at the return games won, but Fritz's conversion of break points has been significantly better than Frances's up to this stage, and it came to the fore right there. His game, and I think that is, for me, it's the most clearly evident under pressure, where I see very little change in the way that he plays in big pressure moments versus how he plays earlier on in the game.
That's just about the biggest compliment you can give to a competitor. If they can manage pressure the way they can, the pressure-free situations, and treat those imposters, right?
Exactly. Just the same.
Just the same. That's what the greatest of all time have done.
Mary, you were mentioning Taylor's mum sitting there, and I was just having a look at his dad, Guy Fritz, standing up, and I tell you what, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. As tall and regal as Guy looks, so does Taylor.
40-15.
He's got his dad's height.
.6'5" is Taylor Fritz. Tiafoe about 6'2".
That's it. Let for service. Game, Fritz.
Nice solid start from Taylor Fritz.
Let first service.
If this match becomes just about forehands and backhands from the back of the court, advantage Taylor Fritz. Where Tiafoe has the advantage is his net play. So far, he's only been into the net one time. Didn't win that point. That was the forehand volley that he misplayed on break point. Well, we were talking on the break about how Taylor Fritz feels very comfortable against Frances Tiafoe's second serve. Tiafoe has one of the slower second serves in the top 20. And given what Robbie was saying about the size of Taylor Fritz, he's got a big strike zone to attack it. So this is a key battleground tonight. Second serve points. How can Frances win more than half?
And just of the 4 semi-finals, Frances has actually visited the net by far and away the most. And with some decent success as well. His conversion rate at net has been in the high 60s. Almost been in about 50% more than Yannick Sinner. Jack Draper and Taylor Fritz are about the same. They've come in 108 and 109 times respectively. And that return right there, Fritz hits it better than most. I think you were talking about how often players lean to the left after they hit that second serve.
And that's just 81 miles an hour, Robbie. That's not going to cut it. That is just sitting up on a tee for Taylor. You got to jam him into the body probably more. That's a good look at the backhand. That is a clean shot. And that is welcome for Tiafoe to get a chance to get on the board.
14-30.
Fritz
leads 3-1
hand
first set.
for Tiafoe. You can hear his team telling him to compete. I mean, obviously, 2 Americans. This place is going to be happy for any outcome, but you see some of the celebrities. I got to assume a lot of them are guests of Frances Tiafoe. I don't think Taylor Fritz personally knows Fat Joe. Mustard. He's a DJ and a producer. I'm thinking that's a Tiafoe guy. Bunch of basketball players, including Klay Thompson. He's here in Dallas Mavs. To see Tiafoe do something special here tonight.
15-0.
You follow me what I'm saying?
I think there are quite a few people who would love to see Tiafoe do well tonight. He electrifies this place. He is box office. These guys would like this building to be cold. That's Taylor's team. They don't want a lot of heat. They don't want a lot of energy, because if this place is quiet, that means that Taylor Fritz's racket is working like a silencer.
Come on.
kind of point
30
Tiafoe
on.
wants to play. Get Fritz moving, make it about creativity, dynamic movement, and then bring the crowd in.
He knows how to make this place crackle.
Boy, is that good. Oh, what a combo.
40,
And again,
30.
the crowd goes mild when Fritz does something great. But I honestly don't think he cares.
No.
He's not in it for that. He's
No.
in it to win it, period. And Francis is in it to win it too, but a byproduct of that is it's fun for him because the crowd really boosts him.
And I also think the
Yes.
sooner he can get back on track, get the break, the sooner it will benefit him. And I feel like this could be a huge plot point in the outcome of the opening set. Fritz has only been broken 5 times thus far in the tournament.
His team told Francis to take a chance on these second serves.
Advantage, Tiafoe. Game, Tiafoe.
So, opening set of this semifinal. 25th seeded Brit in straight sets. So he awaits the winner here. Sinner won the first major of the year on the same surface in Melbourne.
Love.
There you go, Jim, you called it. He's all over that second delivery.
Tiafoe has a live arm. He has a really nice high end on his first serve. Into 130s quite comfortably.
30, 15.
I guess that's the answer to not getting your second serve attack too often.
We've talked about this earlier in the tournament, Robbie. The difference on his average first serve speed and average second serve speed is among the biggest spread in men's tennis. Second serve very light on speed. Point by Tiafoe. Should have won it 3 or 4 different times.
30 on.
Where'd it go sideways for him?
Well, it didn't hit the overhead hard enough.
Yeah.
That was, for starters, to hit the forehand approach shot before that straight into Taylor Fritz, who was moving early. So good job by Fritz to hang in there and steal it. But this game should be 40-15. So good chance for Taylor now. This is where the lack of speed against someone as rangy and aggressive as Fritz is really hurts Francis. He needs to go bigger on his second against Taylor. That's better.
(30-40). Use.
Averaging for the tournament 56% first serves. I think tonight he has to better that number if he wants the right result.
Let.
Just my gut feel, Jim.
Advantage, Tiafoe.
Just caught the inside of his shoes where the rub is a little harder and it doesn't grip as easily into the court.
Let. First service.
Slow start, but dead even now.
Three against
Rory
all.
McIlroy in the house. I saw Trevor Immelman, also a Masters champion pro golfer here. Lots of well-known folks with a big interest in this match. And I can't say that I'm surprised. It's been a little bit of an up and down start for both players. Again, trying to get comfortable in this environment sometimes takes a little time.
Yeah.
There's a little glance down the court to each other after that one, a wry smile. These guys have been battling since at least 2014 that we know of in the juniors, Mary. I think they were playing for 5th place at Kalamazoo. I mean, nothing changes, right? Only the destination.
They were both a few feet shorter when this rivalry began.
I find that so cool. Playing on these smaller venues, and then 10 years later on the biggest of stages.
In the juniors, it was all Tiafoe.
And Tommy Paul.
Tommy Paul.
They had Taylor's number at that point.
Yeah.
Oh. 15-30.
And they made the semifinals of a major before he did. Tommy made one in Australia. Francis here a couple of years ago. And then along comes young Ben Shelton. And he got in there first, too. He's a lot younger than these guys. Taylor's like, wait a second. but he's here now.
Sure is.
30 all.
He wrote a note to himself July 3rd, 2021 at Wimbledon. He lost to Alexander Zverev. He typed a note to himself, and I'll dry clean this message for you. He wrote, "Nobody in the whole world is underachieving harder than you. You are so bleeping good, but 40 in the world," because that's how far he dipped after that loss to Zverev. "Get your bleeping bleep together." Here at the Open, he beat Zverev to arrive at his first major semifinal.
But 30-40.
Another second serve on a break point for Tiafoe to enjoy.
Games for Frances Tiafoe.
New balls, please.
Your body. Muscle.
That was the best rally from Fritz this evening. Quality of the ball striking, and especially the depth from my side view was top tier from Taylor.
Aggressive, huh? Stay aggressive with this game. Come on.
He was late on the volley.
15 all.
This volley here, it was like he was trying to figure out whether he should hit an overhead or a typical volley, and he just kind of was in between, got wristy with it, pronated enough to keep it in play. And Taylor not able to do enough on that pass, so that could have been love 30. That's a great serve.
30-15.
Always make that serve a little more challenging to return. This surface, so speedy here in Flushing Meadows, also makes it difficult. Not a lot of friction on this tennis court. These balls, they slide through pretty quickly.
And less now than from when this tournament started.
Let. Second service. 30 all. Let first service.
Just been told to get his toss higher.
Tim, I'm curious to know what the Tiafoe first serve percentage is thus far, please.
Sure, 56%, Robbie. He's made 14 out of 25.
Okay, so he's
when second serves won, he's had 11 points, and he's only won 3 of those. So if he misses, he tends to pay a big price.
News.
56 is tournament average for him. Got a feeling he's got to be 62 is the number in my mind. If he's 62% or first serves, I think he's got a nice shot, but he's going to have to maintain that. I think in the sets that he can maintain that, I like his chances.
Advantage, Tiafoe.
Now 5 straight games for Tiafoe.
Taylor Fritz needs a handbrake right now. He's moving away from him in a hurry.
Tiafoe leads 5 games to 3.
You hear Francis's team encouraging him to be a problem for Taylor Fritz. Be disruptive. Go down the line more. Fritz wants to play to cross-court patterns. That's how he gets the ball in his wheelhouse, eventually working his way into a forehand finish. You go down the line, you are on defense. If Foe goes down the line, Fritz is D'ing up. He's not going to get that one. What shot!
Love 15.
Standing inside the baseline for a first serve.
Thought about it.
Fritz missed that one. Had a big smile on his face, turned around, looked up at his team. Foe is feeling his flow right now, isn't he?
Yeah.
Liking that scoreboard, clearly.
Yes.
Feeling himself a little too much on that one. He 360'd after the return of serve and tried the behind the back, but he still will sit down and think about serving in the opening set.
Or did Taylor Fritz? Or was it a combo platter?
Well, it was an unforced error on the break point. That allowed Francis to get back on serve. Taylor handed that to him, missed a first serve and then missed a forehand in that same point. He offered some assistance, but Francis certainly has been doing his job too. Francis's job is to make this an unpatterned match. His job is to confuse and confound Taylor Fritz and unsettle him. Go down the line, get to the net, use the slice.
Asymmetrical attack.
That's the one.
Let.
Asymmetrical warfare.
First
the tennis
service.
variety. And Francis is a guy who can do that, as he's showing us. The question I have is, why hasn't it worked as well in their past matches as it is tonight? Is the moment impacting Taylor Fritz? Is that leveling his game off? I don't know. Maybe.
14-0.
Love 3 down. Set points.
Game and full set. Tiafoe. 6-4.
Robbie Koenig.
On its center. Awaits the winner of this one.
Fritz to serve.
Taylor Fritz starts the second set.
15-11.
Fritz's backhand has not been there this evening. He's made a lot of unforced errors, it seems like, off that particular wing.
These guys, as you both beautifully brought up, they know each other so well. They're basically blood brothers in arms trying to make it out to the Pro Tour together, and here they are. But that knowledge for Taylor Fritz, he knows that Francis Tiafoe can come and go concentration-wise. He knows he's not as good of an athlete as Tiafoe is by the general metrics of agility and strength and things of that more Olympic nature. But he also knows that shot for shot, he's right there, if not a little better. And concentration-wise, he's had an edge historically. So for Fritz, you wouldn't see him panic anyway. He's not that tight, but he's going to trust that he's going to get a chance. He's going to trust that Tiafoe is going to have a little minor dip.
First game, second. Fifteen love.
Slow down. Come on. We go. Go. Keep bringing the energy. Come on.
bring in the energy. I think that's a good tip for Taylor Fritz. I don't know if
13 love.
Tiafoe's making him look slow, or he is a little slow tonight.
This court can make you look slow too, because it's so speedy.
And France is dripped so hot.
11. Tiafoe. 1 game on. Second set.
Just a constant flow of encouragement and instruction coming from Frances Tiafoe's team. Taylor's team more reflective of their athlete. They're a little quieter.
Let first service.
Michael Russell will get involved at times, but he's very selective with it. And oftentimes, people are listening to his player talk to him. Taylor is very apt to break down a match in real time in tournaments and give information to his team. And they sit there and they absorb it. The reverse of what happens with Frances.
Love. Love.
Robbie, you'll be pleased to know that there have been 12 first serves hit between the two players in this set, and there's only been one that has missed. Both on fire. How about that?
Again, Fritz.
Brilliant serving from both players to start the set.
Fritz leads 2 games to 1. Second set. First set, Tiafoe.
Your favorite. How do you go from being the gambler who's hoping for a hot hand to be in the casino where the odds are in your favor?
Love.
That's what calls his match here early on. At times this year, he's taken away some of his aggression and leaned back on more consistent play, and he's become house money. That led him to 2 major titles in a row. But here he didn't have the patience, and it cost him. I think it's fair to say that Djokovic suffered from that same fate. Both on Olympic hangovers.
Love.
This guy got a medal. He got a bronze medal, didn't he?
Yeah, in doubles with Tommy Paul.
Yeah.
They had to work hard for it as well. The Olympics started on a Saturday, and Taylor Fritz entered all 3 disciplines, hoping to get at least a couple of medals out of it. He's playing mixed with Coco Gauff. That felt like a medal. But by that Wednesday, the following Wednesday, he was only in 1 event, and that was the doubles. There was one day, that Wednesday, he played more than 9 hours of tennis because he was still in everything. He was looking pretty ragged by the end of that day. You're talking about casino tennis. I'm just thinking of Andre Agassi. When he first started, you know, he was a big gambler, and then he got so solid, didn't he, and so professional. Then he became the house, which is what you want to be if you're living in Las Vegas.
30 love.
Agassi, a two-time champion here. He really doesn't panic, does he?
He doesn't complain either. He played all that tennis at the Olympics. You didn't hear a peep out of him in press about how unfair and unjust it was.
No, he was peepless.
He just got on with it.
Yeah.
Peepless.
Game, Fritz.
Well, the good serving continues unabated here. Both players nailing first serves, and we are on serve.
The second set has been full of good serving on both ends of the net.
Tiafoe hasn't dropped a point on serve in his last 3 service games. Held at love. Taylor Fritz been doing much the same in this set. One point has gone against the server, so this has turned into some serve bot action out here from some guys who had trouble holding serve in set 1. So the streak comes to an end, but Tiafoe still well and truly in command in this game.
Game, careful. New balls, please. 3 games all. Second set.
Pretty awesome, really, in the serving department here. Each player's only dropped 1 point this set when serving. There's look at Francis's racket stash. He'll send him back to get him restrung. Typically strings him in the mid-40s, pretty loosely strung.
How many times can a professional tennis player restring a racket before it's gone dead on him?
I can't speak to what Francis does, but I used to change my whole racket stash out once a week. So I'd have 6 to 8 rackets, and then every 3 months I would give them away to charity and get a new stash. This set's moving so quickly. In its 7th game, they have not played more than 20 minutes in this set yet, and it's just going. Seemingly inevitably to a tiebreaker, but boy, these guys are serving. No one's missing much. Robbie, you'll be happy to know Francis serving 77% in this set has brought his service average up to nearly 70 for the match.
Yeah, some strong numbers.
Very little breeze down there tonight, is there?
It's absolutely perfect. It's definitely cooled since the start of the match, Jim.
Game, Fritz. Fritz leads 4 games to 3. Second set. First set, Tiafoe.
Semifinals. here on a Friday evening. Fourth major of the season for Frances Tiafoe. It's rescuing his season in a way, because Australia, he lost in the second round. Same at Roland Garros. Wimbledon, one round better, and that was a tipping point moment. Don't you think that turned things around?
Absolutely. He lost in 5, but revived his whole game and attitude about it.
So heartbroken when he lost here in the quarterfinals last year to Shelton that it really sent him spinning, and he didn't really reclaim his mojo until that Wimbledon result, and then it's been pretty positive since then. But for Taylor Fritz, this tournament here last year was a springboard moment for him. He got to the quarterfinals and lost to Djokovic, but he hadn't been past the third round at any of the other majors last year. Since then, he's been in the second week of all of them. In fact, he's been in the quarterfinals or better at most of them, 4 or 5 in a row. That's so sweet. But slams were bitter for Fritz. He was searching for some slam swagger and really struggling to get any. I mean, this is a guy who came here a couple of years back and said he thought he could win the tournament because Novak wasn't here, right?
What happened in the opening round?
Tracy Austin's kid, Brandon Holt, played great. Got him.
Game, Tiafoe. Four games on. Second set.
Also highlights the power of some of those junior matchups, right? You can give someone a hard time in the juniors just because their ranking is significantly higher than yours. You don't fear them. There's often a nice carryover. Tell you what, he had on the jets to get there, but given the feel that Francis has, he'll be disappointed he couldn't make this one count.
Comfortable service game here, without a little bit of drama. Taylor Fritz has really cleaned up his act in set 2. Only one unforced error against 8 winners. It's a good thing Tiafoe is serving so well to stay with him.
Yeah, they're both throwing down.
Fritz leads 5 games to 4. Second set.
Fritz on the brink of a set if he can get a break. Both of these men on the brink of being the first American male since Andy Roddick to play in a U.S. Open final. Just had Andy up on the big screen here. He's in the building. Wondering if he's no longer going to be a trivia question.
He's made it very clear he'd love to kick that one loose. 21
years. There's Andy just stepping out.
With
Austin. 21 years since an American male won a major, and that was this man here. He beat Carlos Alcaraz's coach, Carlos Ferrero.
Tracy also won this twice at age 16 and then 18.
No, Andy, that seat's taken. I'm sorry, you're gonna have to move along. Danger time here. Neither of these players have felt any tension in their service games in this set. And now, just 2 points stand between a set apiece and Taylor Fritz.
An 87-mile-an-hour second serve got hammered. A 125-mile-an-hour ace gets him out of trouble.
And Taylor Fritz hopped around after that point, getting his feet moving. You don't often see him do that after a point. He's trying to rev up.
Tiafoe ended up in the photographer's pit.
13-14.
Trying to track this down.
It's a really good stab volley by Taylor Fritz. Did just enough with it. He's not as comfortable up there as Big Foe is, but he's gotten what he needed. There's Francis just trying to hit the brakes. Can he put the brakes on this break point? He jammed him up and did it. Service winner.
Yes. Advantage, Tiafoe.
Such a good player against Taylor. You don't want to let him recover. As good out of the corners as some of the other top 20 players. Got to take time away from him because his ball striking is so good.
Tiafoe. Five games all, second set.
Let's go, man, let's go.
First game with any intrigue in it in that set, and it sure had a lot. Good body serve was the escape hatch for Tiafoe in that game on set point. So good. What a shot.
And the spin control was gorgeous.
30 love.
I believe he's requesting more towels. Here's Taylor.
It's an odd time to do it.
Oh, no.
That's nicely done. He's been great at the net. Taylor Fritz has hardly put a foot wrong when he's got
40 love. Fritz.
Another love home.
Fritz leads 6 games to 5.
Tiafoe's gotten a lot of value out of that wide serve in the deuce court and then going to the open court, following it in, but Fritz burns him with a beautiful backhand pass. That's awesome.
And the door opens.
Yeah, he kicked it down with some big forehands.
Love 30.
Quality of these two opening points on serve. Fantastic. That's some big time plays.
This will test Tiafoe's nerve here. Love 30.
Just like that. Set points for Taylor Fritz. Besides a 2 out of 3 set match, the winner plays Jannik Sinner for the championship on Sunday.
Love 15. Love 30.
put an asterisk alongside that point. That could be huge in the early stages of this third set. Tiafoe should have been in. He had a golden opportunity to come in earlier, Jim.
But have either of you ever seen Taylor Fritz look this comfortable at the net?
No, he's worked so hard on it, hasn't he? Michael Russell and Paul Annacone working so hard to convince him that he could be so effective up there with all the weight of shot that could get him to net. Did you see an opening there? And look at this opening to start the third set.
What anticipation, but it's the hand skills here and the short backswing that really serves him well as that backhand sears the line. Absolute bullet.
Let first service.
Tiafoe had no breakpoint chances in the second set. He has a couple right here to open set 3. Snuffs one with a sidewinder.
Massive props to Michael Russell all the way there on the right. I'm highly respectful of the sudden glut of race car-like sponsor patches he's gotten in the last couple of days. There's some good money in that. Those sponsors know that the camera is going to light upon him so many times in a big match. Michael Russell played the tour for 17 years himself.
15.
Got up to 60 in the world. Played for the University of Miami. Had a lot of injuries. Taylor's coach's most famous match was against Gustavo Kuerten at the 2001 French Open. He had match point in the third against the top seed. And Kuerten somehow got out of that fourth round and ended up winning his second of 3 French Opens. Michael Russell says coaching Taylor Fritz is a 24/7 job, and it's what he loves.
Sounds like parenting.
No kidding, it does. And in fact, the last match Michael Russell ever played was here in 2015, the same year that Fritz won the junior championship.
Was also famous at the end of that match. I don't know if you remember when Coco drew that huge heart in the middle of the court when he came back after saving that match point.
Did that a few times, didn't he? And then Novak Djokovic saw Guga in the crowd when he won one of his French Opens and asked permission to draw a heart just as Guga did.
These guys both have heart right now. Does Tiafoe have concentration now that he's up a break? This is one of those moments that are really vital for Francis to be locked in, as Taylor will be focused on trying to get right back in this. Any drop of level from Foe is probably going to be fatal in this service game.
Given Tiafoe a lifeline there, because from my angle,
40-30.
that was going out.
Oh, the one he took in the air.
Yep.
And then he got tangled up in this part of the rally, and it was over.
That was a piece of art right there, that little forehand flick.
Tiafoe leads 2 games to none.
Mike Tyson right now over here.
Third.
Mike? Unpredictable. Unpredictable.
Unpredictable.
Unpredictable.
And that's what he is, and he's so damn fast that he gives himself a lot of options, doesn't he?
Fritz is just quick. Tommy Paul's quicker.
Okay, fair. But apart from Carlos Alcaraz, who also has remarkable foot speed, is there anyone as compulsively watchable as Tiafoe?
Not on this court.
No, not on this court.
Something about this court is lights a fire under Francis, and then everyone else catches the heat wave. How do you define it? How do you define X factor? I don't know, but I know it when I see it.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing.
There's something about the way, obviously, he lights up the room when he wins a point. Goes into his Statue of Liberty pose with his fist flying up in the air like he's holding a torch.
Yeah. Fritz gets the last word.
One of Francis's magical qualities is that he's doing something that's very, very difficult right now. He's doing something that is very binary. You're either going to have a great feeling at the end of the match, or you're going to feel like possibly the worst you've ever felt. But there are moments in this match where he makes it very clear how much fun he is having out there, and that brings people along for the ride with him.
Brings me along for the ride, too.
I'm right there with you.
Yeah.
Shotgun.
Car out in the back seat.
Game. Fritz. New balls, please.
Absolutely.
Tiafoe leads 2 games. 30 love.
It's the type of point Frances Tiafoe loves to play because he's in control, and Taylor Fritz is just lunging for shots, not able to get on the front foot. If this match wasn't a one-on-one contest, if this was just target practice out here, someone was just feeding balls and they set up targets on the court, Taylor Fritz might be #1 in the world for ground strokes. Might be, might not be. But my goodness, when he's in position to dominate, he's as good as anybody.
Tiafoe leads 3 games to 1.
With his feet underneath him to rock the forehand very often, did he? That's a good job by Tiafoe. Keep him at bay. Yes, Rob.
Sorry, Jim. I wonder how much of that comes from the fact that he wasn't a great mover as a youngster, so he had to compensate by being really accurate and a good ball striker. And of course, as his movement and fitness has improved, well, that's almost like the best combination, right? Because then you get into better positions, you can go for your shots even more often.
Yeah, I don't know the answer to that, Robbie. I wasn't there watching his game develop, but whatever they did it well. There's another big guy that played in the 1990s who reached the final here in another major, and he had a really great return, and he could really play a lot of good front foot tennis. Didn't quite get over the line. Lost a heartbreaker here to Andre Agassi one year in the final. That's the big fella, Todd Martin.
5-setter.
And like Taylor, he understood that movement wasn't his best strength, so he worked around it by making it very hard for people to exploit that, and that's what Taylor does so well. Takes someone pretty adept to make him uncomfortable all the time.
Yep.
40-15.
Agassi was down 2-1 and he hadn't yet lost serve. He speaks of that final fondly. How he figured out a way to beat Todd.
Game, Fritz. Tiafoe leads 3. Love.
Stay down. Come on.
Not making first serves in this game, not making a lot in this set, but doing well with his second serve for the most part here in set number 3. helpful. A lot of the time in this tournament, David Witt on the right, Jordi Arconada on the left. The coaching staff have been barking at Francis to try and encourage him to get more net clearance on his serve with different styles. Chin up, left arm up, stay up.
Game, Tiafoe.
And he stays up in the count, holds serve.
Tiafoe leads 4 games to 2, third set.
That's one of the big challenges. You spoke about keeping your concentration. When you break so early on in the set, there's still a long way to go. Hold that serve a number of times with the lead. Got too casual on it, Mary.
Yeah.
He thought he had made it before he had made it.
Yes. That's right. And, I mean, he has such soft skills. This is a shot he makes blindfold. That's a blindfold shot for him.
All right, good point. Come on, let's go.
Honestly, by my reckoning, you two, Tiafoe has played 1 bad game. Broken to end that second set for Fritz.
Yeah, I agree. His base level has been superb.
Yeah, after that 3-love deficit, right, Robbie?
Yep.
1 bad game.
That's 30-15.
He's talked about, yes, the head-to-head record against Taylor is suboptimal. 1 win against 6 defeats, but he said, I've also never played him here on Ash. I like my chances on Ash. He's liking this scoreline, that's for sure.
Just improving the strike on his backhand, I feel now.
Game, Fritz.
All right.
Tiafoe leads 4 games to 3.
An effective serve for Tiafoe at times in this tournament, and it's been called for at times by his team with hand signals to go right into the chest of his opponents.
Serve into Fritz because he's so tall.
It would
work great because it's hard for him to get out of his way. But you're right, he's been getting that signal, that call, all tournament long.
Yep. Remember the Poprin match, guys, when he was trying to close it out.
Another tall guy,
another
long
big guy.
Arms.
Yeah.
Game, Tiafoe.
Oh, he gets that forehand.
Tiafoe leads 5 games to 3. Third set.
manufacturing these service games magnificently.
He lost 2 points on serve this set. Tiafoe, and he's not made a lot of first serves, Robbie. Well under 50%, but good enough. Playing so well behind it. One reason body serves are also effective here is because of the speed of the court, because the ball just gets on to an opponent faster here, gets through the court. Less reaction time than you would have in, say, a hard court tournament like Indian Wells, where it's quite slow and gritty. Tournament that Fritz famously won while injured over an also injured Nadal. That was his dream tournament. That's his home tournament for Tiafoe. Washington, D.C. is that tournament.
It kind of feels like this one is.
He's yet to win in D.C., but he's kind of, I think, shifting allegiance to New York based on his performance the last 5 years here.
That's it.
Just going to put a little note alongside that forehand.
A little loosey-goosey for you?
Yeah, especially a 30-all, Jim. I mean, get that up the middle of the court. Just keep yourself in it. All the pressure's on Taylor here.
Let first service. Game, Fritz. Tiafoe leads 5-4. Third set.
I don't know. Did you teach your children jaunty?
Oh, both very jaunty.
Anthony and Rachel.
Came naturally.
Jaunty.
Oh, yeah.
Well, this is a big moment here for Foe. Serving for a nice position, a nice lead. He's been pretty ruthless in his service games as of late, giving up very few points. That is gritty, and that is something you got to give credit to Taylor. All the work he's done physically to get quicker, paying off right here. Might that be enough to get back into the set? We'll see. That was a huge steal. That's 3 loose forehands now in the end from Tiafoe. 2 in the last game and that 16th shot. Steady now. Here's a big chance for Fritz.
Love 30.
All over that one, Rob.
Yeah, I didn't like it what Jim was saying. I didn't realize his first serve percentage was so low in the set because in my mind he was just holding so easily. So subconsciously I thought, well, those numbers must be good. But it's a different kind of pressure when you're trying to serve out a set. Like, wonder if that comes back to bite you in the butt.
15-32.
Come on.
It's a couple of flinches from Fritz. That is routine for him to make that return. So too the forehand, he missed the point prior. That's just pressure. That's what this is all about. Who can handle it better? There's so much at stake.
Let. First service.
If he loses this match, this is the game that will haunt Taylor Fritz.
40-30. Tiafoe. Again, Fritz.
A little better hold than the start of the third, or the end of games in the low bowl, rather than having to wait 3 games as they did last year. So the energy levels that would dissipate quickly at the end of a set, and you'd have to wait till the 3rd game for them to replenish. Not anymore.
They
Better.
really had to hustle after that first service game of Taylor's.
They did.
They had
but
49 seconds.
It's fan friendly. No, it's just, that's not exactly how it works, Barry.
I'm just joking.
I know. But it's been a big improvement for the fans to not miss out.
No kidding.
You might miss the whole thing. Break a serve. You don't want to miss highlight shots. And frankly, we want the seats filled anyway.
This forehand was out of order. It could be the best forehand he's hit all match. So the adrenaline must be coursing through him at the moment. 2-1.
And when he played the semifinal and lost in 5 sets here to Alcaraz a couple of years ago, he was down 2-1. He had to grind in the 4th and a breaker to get it to a 5th. He's never been this close.
Game, Tiafoe. New balls, please.
He got thumped in that 5th set by Alcaraz. How would you guys rate
One game on.
Taylor
4-10.
Fritz's handling of the situation here so far, Mary?
You know, you say he doesn't panic, and I kind of wish sometimes he did panic a little bit. up his intensity level a little bit. You know what I mean? But if he's not worried, I guess I shouldn't be for him. But I am.
I think I was disappointed for him, Jim, in the type of game that he played when he had a chance to break back at the tail end of the 3rd there. That's very un-Taylor-like. Yes, he might not be able to break, but he would ask tougher questions from the person on the other side of the net.
Yep.
And he didn't do that.
Too right. Too right.
His team, Tiafoe's team, has not let him relax at all.
That's intentional.
Yeah.
Clearly. And it's working. They're fighting hard to keep him focused and to keep him locked in, as he likes to say. And the biggest focus for them has been on return of serve games, when he was maybe apt to be just a little less intense.
Let for service.
That's pounded 135 miles an hour, and Tiafoe was guessing for a wide serve there. He was nowhere near that. Could even make a move. Good time for your 10th ace.
from Taylor Fritz. I want to see him play to the crowd.
there's a few things that have surprised in this match. One of them is that Taylor Fritz has been at the net just as much as Frances Tiafoe. Would have never picked that. Thought Tiafoe would have a massive advantage in that department. And Tiafoe has nearly as many forehand winners as Taylor Fritz. Both of those definitely eyebrow raising.
Taylor Fritz's forehands are consistently in the 90s. Frances seems
30-15.
to want to hit there anyway. And he's using spins. He's cutting under the ball a lot. Is Tiafoe moving around Fritz's contact points? Another forehand miss.
14-15.
That's a backhand born of frustration from Taylor Fritz.
2 against all.
We don't see him play reckless shots too often.
Again, Tiafoe's team telling him to keep up the energy.
As you get loose errors at a tail end of a service game, sometimes they can just bleed over into the next return game. And great return from Foe there. And Fritz is normally a reliable two-hander. Not there right now. That was an unusually fast second serve, Robbie.
Yeah, he just beat him for pace. Just over 100 miles an hour, 105.
Yeah, but that to me is like, that would make me feel good if I was on Tiafoe's team, that Fritz feels like he needs to take risk on his second serve. He's not feeling good about these rallies at all at the moment, and he has good reason to.
Yep. I think a combination of that and a bit of frustration. We saw it at the tail end of the last game, as you said, the reckless backhand.
Yeah,
I'm just going to go for a big second serve here.
Yes,
I mean, this is annoying.
The shot selection is indicating distress from Fritz.
Yep. Oh, he'd love that one over. His beloved backhand.
30-all.
That point was being built shot by shot beautifully by Tiafoe. And he was trying to finish it off there and just popped up off of it, out of his own strike zone with the racket, shanked it. Big exhale for Team Fritz there.
Fritz leads 3 games to 2. Offense, Tiafoe leads 2 sets to 1.
both trying to do something they've never done before. Get to the Sunday of a Grand Slam. Taylor Fritz gets behind in the rallies, he's on the run. That's when he's most vulnerable. He's got to climb on top of Tiafoe in a hurry.
Taylor as a pickpocket, but he's picked Francis's pocket on a few of these points tonight. It's not normally his thing.
In front of all these people.
Mary. Some good defense from Taylor. He's still pretty animated. He's having a chat with Mike from the opposite side of the court. A couple of strong words. Movements with his hands. The words from Taylor Fritz were his forehand is a joke.
3 games on, 4th set.
And that is a work of art yet again off that side.
Here you go, Taylor.
Taylor's waiting for Francis's forehand level to drop because he's played him often enough and practiced with him often enough to know that it does go up and down the elevator.
Yeah, good shot.
30, no.
Oh no, Francis's backhand is so solid and it's so difficult to attack off of because it stays so low. And all of us have watched him change direction beautifully with it tonight, which has also been tough for Taylor to hang with at times. It's awesome right now. That forehand is incredible. And you're right, it's got to be incredibly frustrating for Taylor. Because that's the first one that he hit in this rally sat up, and that's the one that Taylor's probably used to getting. And then whip, two big forehands, and the point's over. You go to the Tiafoe forehand to get a ball that's going to have a lot of topspin up that sits up high, and then you can go to work on attacking that. That was a highly sarcastic smile.
You better believe it. Taylor Fritz is just so surprised by the shot tolerance of Tiafoe. But he went to work, didn't he?
Didn't he just? That was brutal gladiatorial combat disguised as a tennis match. Right there.
And on the 30, after the 30th shot from Tiafoe, he stopped play, left the open court for Fritz to hit a winner. He conceded that point at the end. Was it fatigue? Maybe. Much time in that point. Go for broke.
How can those two rallies count the same?
That's exactly right.
I mean, the scoring system in this sport.
Fritz leads 4 games to 3. 4 sets.
Tiafoe looked gassed at the end of the last return game, but had the benefit of 90 seconds of breathing room to get set for this defense of his serve. Look for clues here to see if he is feeling winded or if that was just a temporary moment. Fritz isn't really testing him, is he? No. His first couple points. That's what you'd want to do if you're Taylor. Want to play some extended rallies again here and see if Tiafoe is starting to fade a little bit physically.
Do you see that?
I did in the last game for a moment.
That 41-shot rally?
The 31-shot rally certainly tapped him out, and he was not interested in giving much energy the next couple of points. In this game, playing from the center of the court, and now with a nice 40-love lead.
40-love.
Fritz tried to Tiafoe a couple of forehands. He came back.
Keep snapping through. Here we go. Use the leg. Use the leg. Come on. Stay positive. Let's go. 4, 3. Come on. Bring the energy.
Trying to keep his man positive is Mike Russell. Fritz seemingly unaware that there should be a physical check happening in this return game, and he should be testing Tiafoe, trying to play more extended points. He's actually gone the other direction. That's conversations that typically Paul Annacone and Mike Russell might bring to bear a little bit later. Hey, you got to be aware. That was a giveaway game. And what that did was allow even more breathing room for Tiafoe.
Games on. Fourth set.
Let's go. Right now.
Underwater, come on. Take control.
There's no way to know if he's tired unless you ask the question, and Taylor didn't ask it there. He might not be at all, but it'd be good information to have.
Tell you what, that first backhand of Taylor's must have caught the very back edge of the line. Such a big point. The opening point on serve is a massive fluctuation. Big fluctuation and the chances of holding
If
you win the first point versus when you lose it, it goes from about 89% chance of holding down to 62. Those numbers are here at the US Open and men's singles. Of course, you can fine-tune them for the better service.
Break in the second set and get involved in this match. It's not far away from a fifth set if you can string some points together here.
His mom's hands are sweaty.
Tiafoe's never been this successful defending his second serve against Taylor Fritz in a match.
13,
Never. Even
15.
the match he won, the 1 out of 7 that he won, the best he's ever done is win 50% of those points. And those are the break-even points. You're playing from the baseline. He's at 56% tonight because his forehand is so alive and well.
14, 15.
Fritz was going to win more baseline points than Tiafoe up till now. Maybe this environment, this stadium, this moment, the speed of court, all of it congealing and putting a lot of concern on Team Fritz for sure.
Quick update, please, Jim, on
That's it.
the first serve percentage.
It's low. It's low.
For Tiafoe.
It's low.
Okay.
It's 40% this set.
Wow.
It's 56 for the match.
Okay. Back to the tournament average for the match.
Yes.
Didn't mean to jinx you, Francis. Wow. Plot twist.
Please. Advantage Fritz.
Tiafoe 7 wins against 13 losses, but he had a big win here in the third round over Ben Shelton, the man who beat him in the quarters here last year.
15 left.
1 set for the final. 1 set to join Jannik Sinner on Sunday.
When Fritz won his last round against Sasha Zverev, I wrote to Paul, say what a tough guy Fritz is, and he said of Taylor, he's got terrific composure and trust in his game.
40 love.
Those two things, composure and trust, have gotten him to this final set.
I'd say he also got a fair bit of help at the tail end of that match against Zverev in the tiebreak. There was some shaky tennis. Both were nervous. Hey, there's a lot at stake.
Again, Fritz.
That's a terrific hole.
New balls, please.
We've been, Mike Russell wants to know when the last time Taylor Fritz changed rackets. He said, was it at the 9th ball change or the 16th? He's concerned he might pop a string, it seems. Remember, we saw him regripping the racket. He might be choosing to play with a hot hand there. Everybody's tense.
Love 15.
Well, Tiafoe had his reprieve, if you want to call it that, the opening game of this 5th set. He cannot have a longer hangover than know what he's got now. He needs to hold here. I feel like the match could slip away from him right here, right now, if he gets broken.
Tiafoe was in 2022 in the semis when Alcaraz got him in that 5th set.
Yep, this is 10 points in a row if my maths is any good, from 40-15 up.
Love 40.
How did Taylor Fritz stay so patient, so assured that a moment like this could come? .96 mile-an-hour forehand wind.
Lovely line-licking serve. It'd give a good chunk of his prize money right now for another one of those.
Fritz leads 2-11. Final set.
The 3-hour mark we crossed over. Around about 2 hours and 35 minutes into this match, they had that 31-shot rally in which Tiafoe stopped moving after he hit his 30th shot and conceded the next 2 points quickly. seemed to reset, seemed to resettle. Until that horrific sequence of events from his lens. 4-5 serving.
Love 15.
Here we go. Take your time. Get rhythm. Here we go. Use the clock.
I'm just not sure that Tiafoe has quite the same movement that he's had. It's allowed him to use his forehand with such devastating effect tonight. And Fritz looks just fine.
Sure does.
And how in the world does Taylor Fritz have the type of endurance that he does? He never goes home and takes a week off and trains, which is what most people do. They need training blocks to build strength and stamina. I mean, he plays like a guy who loses first round all the time does, but he doesn't. He's in the business and in tournaments all the time, right? Right? Honestly,
you're so right. I mean, I tell you, I respect him a lot during the clay court season. Early on in his career, Americans would stay over. He would be the Lone Ranger every week on the clay in Europe. It's 15
Fritz leads 3 again.
Wouldn't you like to have a look under the hood of this guy? Losing in 5.
Ever since I lauded his second serve success today, I literally don't think he's won one. He's 0 for 5 in this set, and he double faulted away 2 of them at the tail end of the 4th.
Look at that. Total points 1-3. Tiafoe.
13-3. Fritz doing his job exceptionally well. Some really difficult questions.
Tell you what, the reaction from Francis after he couldn't get that volley over was...
Love 30.
It was a big exhale. He knows he has got a mountain to climb here. And again, the beauty and the brutality of our scoring system, where you can be so close to the finishing line, and then just a couple of moments later, it's a long way away.
This is the moment of impact here for both players. If Fritz gets that double break, hard to see him not coming out on top. How does he react now with a chance to put this match effectively away? 0 for 2 on those.
30-all.
Billie Jean's right. Pressure is a privilege. You know what else it is? It's a burden.
Yeah. Pressure stinks.
Doesn't stink.
Okay.
But it reveals a lot. I mean,
pressure stinks isn't as good a saying, is it?
13-40.
and put that up on a wall. But here's a moment right here. Frances Tiafoe has to have, and if Taylor Fritz can get it, he's probably going to have his way with this match.
Fritz. Fritz leads 4 games to 11.
It's supposed to be. Even in defeat, they're supposed to be. These two guys playing their best tennis and someone coming out on top. This is disappointing for Frances that he's just not able to find it right now. I don't know if it's fatigue or frustration, but it's evaporated.
And on top of it, to compound the problem, you've got fans just leaving as if to say, this is done.
Wow. Let's beat the traffic out of here.
Love 15.
Good on the other side. Right in front of me. Stayed home.
15-30.
The reward became the highest ranked American for most of the last 3 or 4 years. Yeah. And this match is a little bit of that story's writ small. But it's not done yet.
Love 15.
It's the brutality of this. Is the beauty in this sport, but there's a brutality that's binary. There's a winner and a loser and not much in between.
Clock doesn't run out.
First match today, the semifinal. Center was the clear favorite. Played like it. Got the job done.
Wait for the ball in the backhand. You're waiting too much for the ball. You gotta go in.
If he'd have lost that tournament, would have been, a bad tournament for Youngson if he'd lost that match. If Jack Draper lost that match, he had a good tournament. He'll go away with a huge amount of confidence and momentum. Neither one of these players, whoever loses this match, is not going to think this has been a good tournament, even though it really has.
I know.
But they won't know that. They won't feel that.
Love, 40.
This one. Here we go. This point, Taylor. Right here, come on. One by one.
Game, Fritz.
Taylor Fritz serving for the final.
Fritz leads 5 games to 1. Final set.
Where did this guy go? And how was Taylor Fritz? How was he able to whistle past the graveyard?
Take your time. Take your time and visualize. Here we go.
Tell you what, this is a tough watch if you're a Tiafoe fan. This has got away from him so quickly.
Love. Net. First service.
He just never stopped believing that he could win this match.
Yep.
Settlement Fritz. 3 sets to 2. 4-6, 7-5, 4-6, 6-4, 6-1.
Hell of a comeback.
Well, he never went anywhere. That's why he's the winner.
That's gotta feel good. Come on, guys. I know you wanted that other guy, but come on.
This is the 33rd time he's played in a major in a main draw.